we stopped a school shooter and like now we're babysitting him, and like, yeah, she was raped, by the way, and he shot himself in the head. Like, you don't tell the new kid this. Hey, begin this morning, baby. It's alright tonight to feel the time. You don't love me, baby. Don't say it, don't say it. It feels so right. Hey girl, hey, what is up everybody? It is your girl Mia Lachey. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, just know I'm your new fave. You just don't know it yet. Alright, so let's get a few things out of the way. I don't feel good, I don't feel good at all, so you can probably hear it in my voice. I'm pretty congested. But I have said that I was going to do this video, and I really want to do this video because like there's some things that like I have to address, because some things in this is just not okay, but we're gonna get into that. So this is my 13 reasons why season 3 recap, and for those of you who have been subscribed to my channel, you know that I've never actually done a recap to anything before. I mean, I do like reaction videos and stuff like that, but I've never actually done like a recap to like a show or a movie. So that's actually something I'm gonna get into, and hopefully by doing this I can see like, you know, where you guys are with that, if you guys like that sort of thing. Before I get into this, I just want to go ahead and go back over what I said before. So I don't feel good, so I'm just gonna tell you now. You might be listening to me talk one scene and I'm like this, or you might be listening to me talk the next scene and I'll have a whole blanket on me because like I'm hot then I'm cold. It's a Katy Perry song, okay? Alright, so let's get into it. So the first thing I'm gonna say is this. The title of the show is 13 Reasons Why, and the first season understood because the tapes were like literally 13 reasons why Hannah did what she did. The second season was also fine for it to be 13 reasons why, because it was still about Hannah. But let's just go ahead and say this. The title for season 3 should not have been 13 reasons why. In fact, I'm gonna go all the way to say that season 3 should have been just a complete spinoff. Why? Because it's not about Hannah anymore, and I have a whole point on that. Really, truly, I felt that this topic should have been called How to Help a Psychopath. Or like maybe How to Help a Sociopath. Because if you watch season 3, which I hope if y'all are on this, y'all have watched season 3, because I do have like a lot of spoilers, okay? I'm not taking it easy here. So if you haven't watched season 3 and you want to watch it, don't watch this video. Come back after you watch season 3 and then we can talk. But yeah, so it should have been called How to Help a Psychopath. And anybody that knows me knows I feel so strongly about this because like I said before, it's no longer about Hannah anymore. This is now about everyone after Hannah, okay? And which, by the way, we just have to go ahead and give a round of applause to season 1 and 2 about making it about a dead girl. Like, that's crazy. Like, that show really revolved around a dead girl. But now that we're focusing on the people who are alive, kind of, sort of, yeah, this show just should have been a complete spinoff and called something different, because it's no longer about the 13 reasons. So yeah, it's definitely How to Help a Psychopath, because for those of you who don't know, that's what they were doing. They were literally babysitting Tyler, who is a sociopath. Like, he literally is one of those people who are like, oh, what do you call it? Tyler is a introvert, and there's nothing wrong with being an introvert. I actually can be a bit of an introvert myself, but then again, I'm more of an extrovert than anything. But we all have those days. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with being an introvert. But Tyler is one of those introverts who also have like a lot of anxiety, and just the stuff in his life just don't mesh up, you know. And as y'all seen in season 1 and 2, he didn't really have friends. So not having friends on top of the stuff that was happening to him, the bullying and stuff like that, caused him to snap, which, as y'all know, in season 2 it ended with him getting ready to set the school ablaze. Okay. Like, there's nothing funny about a school shooting, nothing funny at all, but he was really about to fire everybody up, and Clay was the one to stop him. So that was actually something I thought was interesting. And I know this is a season 3 recap, but I kind of have to allude back to season 2 a little bit, because the end of season 2 kind of ties in with season 3. You know this. Yeah, Tyler was going to shoot everybody up and Clay stopped him. And I'm not going to lie, I actually thought that was going to end with Clay going to jail. But it did not. That was really cool. But he ended up doing more than just help Tyler, you know, with the guns issue. He actually was like, he formed a whole system, which I think is crazy. He formed a whole system where him and his friends all watched freaking Tyler. Like, they made sure he wasn't alone. They made sure he not only was not physically alone, but they made sure he was mentally not alone either. That's a huge factor in his life, and we'll go more into that later. But yeah, it was really and truly how to help a psychopath, because like, they were babysitting him the whole time, and the show's no longer about Hannah, so it definitely shouldn't have been called 13 Reasons Why. But moving on. Who the hell is the new girl? That is my roommate's in here. She's just like, yeah. I'm serious. Who the hell is the new girl? And excuse my French, but who? Like, I don't mean it in a bad way, but one, okay, usually new characters are introduced in the last season, and you know those characters will be there in the next season. That's how every TV show does it. They will give you a new character towards the end, and then bam, you see them within the next season. Well, we don't know who the heck this girl is. All we know is her name is Ani. Sorry if y'all can hear motorcycles. The window is open. Because it's either y'all hear motorcycles or y'all hear really loud air conditioning. So you gotta pick your poison. But yeah, so it starts out with freaking Ani talking to the cops. And I know everybody was like, who is this? Like, who is this? And it's not even only about like who, but I don't have a problem with a new character. What I have a problem with is the new character knowing everybody's business, knowing the tea on everybody. I was like, what in the world? Like, this is the thing, you guys. This, as my girl As Told by King would say, this is the gag. If something so brutal happens, like, I'm gonna ask y'all this. If this same scenario happened with you guys, where y'all stopped the school shooter and y'all are covering it up, would y'all be so avid to tell the new girl? Like, no, it's like, we stopped the school shooter and like now we're babysitting him, and like, yeah, she was raped, by the way, and he shot himself in the head. Like, you don't tell the new kid this. Like, you know, I don't know. That's the part that kind of aggravated me the most. It's not only about what she knew, but it's about why did she get to know. And she didn't just know it, like, she really was pulling information out of people. I'm like, girl, if you don't sit your British tail down, like, what in the world? I remember there was this one scene where she was talking to Jessica, and she was like, Jessica, did you or did you not? And she was like, it's none of your damn business. I'm like, yes, Jessica, yes. I don't know why people weren't telling freaking her it was none of their business before, because she was really pulling information out of people. Now, y'all know Clay is always going to be pulling information out of people. That's just Clay. We're used to that, but he's also like a main character, and like we've known how he has been since like season 1, so that's nothing new to us. But for the new kid to come in and have the audacity to be like, you know, where were you on this night and what were you doing? Like, it ain't your business. Like, I'm so sorry, but that's just how I feel. Like, why does she get to know stuff? Like, I could not. Next point, Ani was a hoe. A hoe. I don't think I can express it enough. Ani was a hoe because she not only was like with Bryce, but she also was like in love with Clay too. And I'm just like, you know, like it's fine for you to, you know, love one, but like you can't get mad at Clay. You cannot get mad at Clay for, you know, when you're sending him mixed signals and then you're freaking like hiding Bryce around. Like, and Clay figured it out eventually. Clay was like, "You slept with Bryce, didn't you?" And she was like, "Oh my god, don't be ridiculous." No, he's not being ridiculous. Like, you slept with Bryce. Like, and that's a whole nother thing I'm gonna get into. That low-key did not make sense to me, like, at all makes sense to me. But I do understand, like, how it happened and why it happened. But still, I was not here for that. Like, really, really, you're gonna have her sleep with the rapist? Like, what? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. But yeah, so Ani was a hoe because she kissed Clay. She led Clay on, and she lied to the cops about kissing Clay and like made Clay seem crazy. I was not okay with that, but that's another point I'll get into in a minute. And then she freaking slept with Bryce, and she was a freak in the sheets. My word, I could not understand the things I was seeing or hearing, but that's a whole nother shebang. So we get like this invisible scene, and I call it the invisible scene because all they kept talking about through the show, which was literally driving me crazy, all they kept talking about through the show was homecoming. Where were you after homecoming? When that thing happened at homecoming? Like, don't do that to us. Do not give us an invisible scene. And then eventually the scene wasn't so invisible anymore because like towards the end they showed us like, you know, what they were talking about, but like still, like, don't make me wait that long to freaking understand and know what you guys are talking about. Like, I was really and truly like, what happened at homecoming and why is it so bad? Homecoming was, honest to God, not as bad as they made it seem. When it got to homecoming, I'm not gonna lie, like what they did was actually kind of surprising when they came onto the field and they like got naked. That was actually very interesting, the way that they protested. Cool. But my favorite part about that quote unquote invisible scene is when Clay hopped down from the bleachers. He hopped down from the bleachers and he started beating on Bryce, and I was just like, Clay. Oh god, he really went in for it. He really went in to beat on Bryce, and I just, Clay. That's another thing. You get a lot of like this new side of Clay. Do I want to say evil? I don't know. You get a lot more of the dark side of Clay. And Clay really and truly wanted to like kill Bryce. Like, he wanted to. So I'm not gonna lie, I was actually surprised when I found out he did. I actually kind of thought it was Clay, but because they were arresting him, I was like, well, clearly it's not Clay, because you don't just make the first arrest and you're right. Like, it doesn't work like that. So, but yeah, so he got off the field and started beating on Bryce for like everything Bryce ever did to him, and I love it. I love it. But I think it was also, I think he started beating on Bryce too because of Ani. Because he realized he slept with Ani, so. Another thing I want to say real quick, you guys, is that Clay's love life just doesn't work out. He was in love with Hannah, that ain't work out. He was in love with Ani, that ain't work out. But this is the thing, you guys. Clay, you could do better, honey. You could do so much better than Ani, because she ain't worth it. She is not worth your heartache. And, like, Ani just was awful to him. Like, she treated him like the dirt that was on the earth, okay? And then she insisted that they date at the end. What? It's beyond me. I don't know. But Clay, you could do so much better than Ani. She just,
Get out.
Oh my gosh. Something I actually didn't put in here. Okay, so the girl that Bryce was with got pregnant and she never told Bryce and she aborted it, and I mean, good for her, but I low-key think that probably would have made Bryce a better person. But his own mom was like, nah, girl, you need to take care of that because my son is not capable of being a father. I was like, shit. Okay, like, for the mom to be like, jeez. Okay, next. That was like a whole side note. This is the thing that I did not like about the show. They really tried to make us sympathize with a rapist. Like, you're not going to make me sympathize with a rapist. And not only was he a rapist, he was a whole freaking jerk and a rapist. So, like, you're not gonna make me sympathize. And how did they try to make us sympathize? Okay, let's get into it. They tried to make us sympathize with Bryce by showing his road to redemption. I could give absolutely no cares when it comes to his road to redemption. Like, it's fine, you want to be redeemed, cool, but I don't care. So they tried to give us his road to redemption, trying to be a better person. Like, he tried to do things for his friends. Like, I remember he got Justin out of a really bad situation with I want to say an old drug dealer. He helped Tyler. That was surprising. He helped Tyler. I think, I don't want to be wrong when I say this. Yeah, I don't want to be. Monica, did Tyler tell Bryce what happened with him and Tyler?
Yeah.
With him and Monty?
Yeah.
Okay. So Tyler told Bryce what happened with him and Monty, and Bryce was like, I'm gonna take care of it. And so basically he told Monty to leave him the fuck alone, or like he would hurt him. So Monty had to abide by his rules. That was really cool. He became a quote-unquote better person around Ani. He even explained that, like, Ani made him a better person. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna go on this whole side tangent. When he was talking to the therapist, the old school therapist, which I will get into later, I thought it was hilarious. It was like one of my favorite scenes. I even posted it on my Instagram story that day. But he was talking to the therapist, and he was like, I really like her, I do, but my mind just goes to these dark places. And he's like, what dark places, Bryce? And he was like, I just can't control myself from wanting to pin her down and do things I'm not supposed to. He was like, I don't think you should be dating anytime soon. I don't think you should be having any sex. I was like, yeah, probably not. Like, what the heck?
Anything wrong with her. I want to be better for her.
But you're still having these intrusive thoughts.
We've had sex a few times. She wants to be on top, which is cool, but yes, we're doing it, and yeah, I can't get these thoughts out of my mind about being on top of her, or forcing her down, or choking her, which I promise I didn't want to do. I would never. I can't get these thoughts out of my mind. It's so fucked up.
Bryce, I don't think that you should be dating right now or having any kind of sex. I don't think that you're ready.
But this girl, she's different. She makes me better.
No, she can't do that.
So we get to see his road to redemption, which he doesn't get. And I think the person he wanted redemption from the most was Jessica. And she was the one the most that's like, nah, I'm not talking to you. I don't care about how you feel, all of this. Also, we get to see a scene where, like, he's with his mom and he's, like, trying to be better because his own mom can't stand him. Do you know how bad you gotta be for the woman who gave birth to you to not even stand you? You gotta be pretty bad. And so, yeah, his own mom couldn't even stand him. And she even admits to, like, pretty much falling back in love with her own son again, which was amazing and kind of made me a little teary-eyed, but not too teary-eyed because we don't do that over here. Next. Bryce when Bryce got quote unquote murdered, they straight up had me thinking like he was murdered. But the way that it happened was crazy, and I consider Bryce's murder very karmic. I really do. It was very karmic the way that everything happened. I'm not gonna lie, at one point I thought maybe it could have been a suicide because of the way that he was being treated at his new school, because they did not want a rapist on their team and just all that stuff like that. And he was pretty much living the life that he did to everybody else. So like, instead of being the bully, he was being bullied. So I actually thought they were going to take a creative turn and make it seem like Bryce committed suicide over everything, but they did not, which is actually good because I feel like that would have been the easy way out. The way that they had him killed was very karmic. So the reason why I say this is because Bryce was killed, but by several people in a sense. So it pretty much happened after the homecoming game. When he was killed, he was pretty much attacked first by Zach. Now, why was he attacked by Zach? He was attacked by Zach because at the freaking homecoming game, he dove into Zach's leg and broke it. And Zach is all about his scholarship. So when Zach was like, you know, like, I'm not going to get my scholarship, my life is over, he was like, I'm about to, you know, really and truly, like, I'm about to come after you. So he found Bryce and he beat Bryce up. And he beat up Bryce. That's why when they found Bryce's body, he looked unhuman. Because, one, when you are underwater and you're dying, like, your body bloats. So that's that. And two, he was already pretty swollen from the beatings. So that was also that. So yeah, Zach beat him up bad and he broke his leg. And I want to say he broke his arm. So he was on the ground, like, couldn't get up or nothing, bleeding really, really, really bad. But Zach did what he had to do because Bryce broke his leg. So I actually don't blame Zach for what he did. But what happened next, this got me. So Jessica came to meet up with Bryce to see what he wanted. And like Bryce said, bring a friend. If you don't trust me, she ain't trust him. Good girl. So she brought Alex. Alex was the one who killed him, you guys. What even? I know. He was helping he was helping Bryce up, and Bryce was pretty much like, I'm gonna freaking kill Zach for what he did to me. And apparently Alex just had a breaking point because he realized that everything bad that ever happened in his life, it was Bryce. And like, he was tired of Bryce hurting him and his friends. So he was like, you know what, fuck you. So he went ahead and he literally, this was crazy, he dumped Bryce's body over the bridge and into the water and let Bryce drown. I was like, what? And so technically Jess helped because, I mean, she was an accomplice to the murder. So, you know what I'm saying? That actually really surprised me. But let me tell you who I thought killed Bryce. I thought at first it could have been Clay because he was like, I'm gonna kill you. I want to kill you. And like, I knew from season 2 when he showed up with a gun how serious Clay was about killing him. And then going into season 3, I didn't realize how much Clay wanted to kill him. Apparently he was sending text messages to his phone like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. So, yes. And that is why even the police were like, it's gotta be Clay. It's got to be freaking Clay. Because, like, I want to kill you, you know? I don't know. So, yeah, that's that. I also thought possibly it could have been Monty, but we found out that Monty was actually with his lover. We'll get into that a little later. Oh, it got hot again. Next. So, yes, Monty has a lover. Why? Because Monty is gay. Who saw that coming? Not me. I really did not see that coming. But leave it to a show like that to go ahead and throw some plot twists on you like that. Monty is one of those self-hating gays. But you do kind of sympathize with him, and you realize why he is a self-hating gay, and that is because his own dad is a homophobe. His dad is just everything that's wrong with this world. Poor Monty. That's the only way I sympathize with him, because I still don't like what he did to Tyler. But he does get his, and we'll get into that a little later. But yeah, so Monty is gay. Now, like I said, he's a self-hating gay. So we see that when he was with Bryce at a party, he ends up making out with this dude, but then he ends up beating the living daylights out of this dude as well. How this dude became his lover is beyond me, because if you gonna beat me up, you not ever get nothing from me again. Like, that literally makes no sense to me. But you know, whatever. And also, this alludes to what he did to Tyler. So if you remember in season 2, Tyler loses all of his marbles because he had a broom handle stuck up his butt. I think that would make anybody lose their marbles. I'm sure there was splinters and everything. But yeah, the reason why Monty did that was because he was gay. I had no idea. I actually had no idea. I thought he was just being a dick. I really did. I thought he was just being ruthless. But yeah, that would make sense to just watch somebody take it, you know. I don't know. That it just alluded to why he did what he did. Which is low-key why I don't sympathize with him. But that's just me. Cops arrest Clay. So cops arrest Clay. Now, we do see this in the beginning, but they don't really have any evidence, like not hard evidence. But then eventually they do get some evidence. And Clay gets arrested, and just honestly, everything is against him. Like, literally the universe is like, you really might be going to jail for something you didn't do. And honestly, not gonna lie, the way everything was going, even though I knew Clay didn't kill Bryce, I actually did think they were gonna send him to jail for something he didn't do, just because everything was against him. All the odds, everything just looked really bad against him. Now, something that I do like, okay, so at first I thought that Bryce's mom was just being a cold-hearted like woman and was just like, arrest Clay, you know, because she thought it was Clay. And you know, you're a mother, so you're gonna go with your motherly intuition. And for somebody that's like, I'm gonna kill you 1,040 times, if you're the mother and you witness it and you see him point a gun, like, yeah, you know, you probably are gonna think maybe he killed my son. So we do realize that she's not just out to get Clay. She actually genuinely thought that he did it. When Clay explains everything to her, she's like, you know, I have no ill will towards you. I hope, like, you know, we can find my son's killer. Sorry about it. Which is actually really, really cool. But this is the thing. When the cops arrest Clay, I low-key don't blame him for what he did. Honestly, if I was in his situation, I would have done what he did too. But it doesn't look good. And also, if you're gonna do it, don't come back. So what am I talking about? Guys, Clay ran. He ran from the law. I'm like, Clay, wait. Now, I don't know about y'all, but did y'all plan on seeing Clay, like, flee town? Because I sure did not. So Clay's like, get ready to leave or whatever. And Tyler's like, I really want you at the assembly today. And Clay comes back. If you're gonna run from the law, don't come back for nothing. What have you not learned? I don't understand. So, of course, Clay gets arrested when he's at the thing. But that's neither here nor there. Clay gets arrested and he runs. Just, if you're gonna run, don't come back. You know what I'm saying? But then again, we wouldn't have had the sentimental moments and the show wouldn't have ended the way it did. But I'm just saying, you just should have stayed on the road, Clay. We got kind of towards the end a little bit, and like, this is what I love. Clay like created a system to help Tyler, which still I think is amazing the way that he created it. Like, he did schedule and everything. Okay, Clay, go ahead. Which Tyler did catch on to. but they were generally trying to be his friend. And I don't think, what I love about it is I don't think they thought that they were making as much of an impact as they did. So towards the end, we get like this really cool collage of pictures for Tyler's showcase that he does, and he's like, this is everybody that's helped me, and like he just shows like them helping him, and like, you know, that there really wasn't lost hope for him. And I thought that was amazing. Loved that sentimental moment. I really, really, really did. Something I do want to just go on, when Tyler told Clay about his, should we call it rape? Are we gonna call it rape? We could call it sexual assault. Rape? Sexual assault. Well, when Tyler was attacked, when Tyler was attacked, he tells Clay about his attack when he come back. And this is the thing right here. I was feeling it. I was actually happy that he was gonna tell Clay what happened, so people could stop wondering why he was so crazy, because there was a full-on reason as to why. But this is the thing. What I couldn't really grasp a hold of was when he was talking. And I shouldn't have laughed, like, oh my god. I shouldn't have laughed, but he was talking and he was like, and he took a broom handle and he put it in my hole. I was like, oh my god. When he said that, I couldn't even focus. Like honestly, if I was Clay, I probably would have busted out laughing for that part. Jeez, there's a special place in hell for people like that. Okay, anyways, that I couldn't take it seriously, but I am actually really glad that he told Clay about his sexual assault. This is my next thing. Who the heck is that activist bitch? I don't know who she is. I don't like her. I don't like her. Like, do y'all ever just watch a movie or a show and there's that one character that just stands out and it's like, for what? For what? Like, why are you always on the scene? Why are you always making so much commotion? Like, you're not a main character. You're not even a supporting role like that. So why do I keep seeing you? Why? What is your purpose? That was my thing with her. And if y'all don't know who I'm talking about, her, okay, that's who I'm talking about. She just kept the whole time, the entire time, she just was like, fuck rapist. And I mean, which that's fine because you're a part of like the activism. That's cool. But like the whole time, she just like was very dictating. She tried to take Jessica's role away. She did take Jessica's role away. And just, why? For what? Like, that's what I don't understand. I just don't get that part. Like, who are you and why do you matter? Like, I mean that in the nicest way, but why should I care about you? Like, she just seemed very unnecessary for me. I don't know if maybe she was just trying to get her, like, camera time. I don't know. She was just very unnecessary for me. She even was like, something that kind of irked me was when Tyler was like, I don't think we should do that. And they were at the assembly, well, not the assembly, but they were at their meeting. And Tyler was like, I don't think we should do that. And she was like, what? How dare you tell us women what not to do? By God, you're an ally, but be ally. I was like, who are you? Who are you to say that? Like, if anybody should have said it to him, it was Jessica. Like, nobody else was acting as extra as this person was. And honestly, you guys, I'm pretty sure she was just an extra. So I don't see why she was being like that crazy. Like, even at the end, she was like, I know some people gave you a hard time and some people are sorry. And she was talking about herself, but it's like, is it camera time that you're wanting? Like, I don't understand, like, why I should care about you. Like, what do you bring to the table other than making noise? I don't get it. She just was too extra for me, like, way too extra. And I know we all know that person in our life. Maybe that's why they done it. Maybe that's why they done it. Because there's always that one person in our life who is, like, super, super, like, activist-y and like just social justice warrior type person. So maybe that's why they did it, was to like shine a light on the social justice warrior movement. I don't really know. I just know she was like too much for my taste. Like I was like, why are you in my face? Why are you on my screen? Like it was fine for the first 10 seconds, but you're like in every other scene. Go away. Like you're so unnecessary to this show. Like I don't need you in my face. I don't need you in my face 24/7 on the show. Like go away. You're an extra, be an extra. Bryce listens to Hannah's tapes. Okay, here. He listens to Hannah's tapes and like, that was something. That was actually really something. He gets emotional, as did everyone else. It was nice to see that he had emotions with that. He tries to be redeemed through listening to Hannah's tapes, which is really, really, really interesting. Bryce is a narcissistic character. He's a narcissist. And the thing that I don't like is, after listening to Hannah's tapes, what does this dude do? He makes a tape of his own. Like, how dramatic can you be to make your own tape? Like, you couldn't have just done anything else than make a tape. And then, of course, he dies. So there's a lot more sentimental value around it. But, like, really, you really had to make a tape? Like, it couldn't have just been about Hannah with the tape. You had to make your own tape. Of course you did. That part I was not okay with. But it's Bryce. Like I said, he's a narcissistic character. So, I mean, you know. But yeah, he makes the tape and explains to Jessica how, like, he's hurt her, which is something that kind of irks me, because it's like, boy, you know you hurt a lot more people than just Jessica. You couldn't apologize to everybody. Like, you literally had to only apologize to Jessica. Like, how narcissistic could you be? I don't get it. You couldn't even apologize to Hannah, even though she did. You couldn't apologize to Hannah. Like, come on. And that's another thing I want to get at. I said Hannah, and maybe that's why it's still called 13 Reasons Why. But like I said before, Hannah just is not a part of the show anymore. Like, she's not, like, it's not about her anymore. So it really and truly should have been a spinoff. That really just irks me. But moving on, Tony's family got deported. And, you know, there's scenes in which a lot of people want to be like, why should it matter that this happened? I actually was wondering myself, why should it matter that Tony's family got deported? I hope that doesn't make me sound cold-hearted. It's not that I don't care that his family got deported, but the way they got deported really points a lot of fingers at why Tony could have been the one to kill Bryce, even though he wasn't. But I do see now. Bryce's family, when they were looking into the case, they saw that Tony's family was illegal immigrants, and they had them deported. And so, like, if I was in Tony's place, yeah, I probably would have wanted to kill Bryce too. I thought that was crazy, that his family would even do something like that. And all he could say was like, I'm so sorry. He's like, that really makes me feel better that you're sorry. Like, you just ruined lives, Bryce. You ruined lives. I actually did feel bad because that was on Bryce's family, not on Bryce. But the entire trial was because of Bryce. You do still have to come back and look at Bryce and be like, buddy, this is still on you. That's why I just kind of like, I felt really bad for Tony. Because none of that would have happened if there wasn't even a trial. And there wouldn't be a trial if Bryce didn't rape. So it does all come back full circle on Bryce. So towards the end, we get to like the assembly. And after Tyler admitted to his sexual assault with Monty, Justin admits that when he was younger, he was molested. I never knew this. So this explains why Justin was the way he was and why he was always taking drugs, like trying to deal with it. It doesn't excuse it, but it does make it make sense. It makes it make a lot more sense on why he was just like hooked on drugs and alcohol. But Justin does try to become a better person, which I appreciate. I love seeing a good character development. You see that with Justin. You see good character development with Justin. But I had no idea that he was molested, so That was one of those things where you're kind of like, why does it matter? But I mean, if you watch the show, you know why it matters. So that was actually really cool to see with his character. Okay, so this is where things get messy. Who killed Bryce, like I said before, was Alex, right? But everyone comes together as a whole to pin the to pin the entire thing on Monty. And he deserves it. Monty deserves it. Monty is a full-on jerk, okay? He deserves it. And they had all the things in the world to pin it on Monty. But Monty was with his lover that night, so he couldn't have done it. So we're gonna get into that in a minute. But yeah, they came together as a whole to pin it all on Monty. And this is another thing I want to say too. Pretty much when the cops were like going against Clay or whatever, Bryson's mom brought back the old therapist from the school, and he was grilling them hard. But what I loved seeing was that Clay didn't talk to nobody. I mean, like, he did, but like, he didn't talk to nobody about his case. Like, he wasn't like, please say good things about me. Nothing. That is what I love. Clay is just a general good person. And so when the cops were grilling them and when the therapist was grilling them, they were all like, Clay's amazing. Clay is a great person. Like, leave him alone. Like, don't even try to pin this on him. Like, he's too good of a person. That is what I love, because that just shows Clay's character. And like, for you to not tell someone, hey, can you lie to the cops? Can you lie for me? Can you lie for me? For you to not have to say anything, and for you to just be like, you know, for everybody to just be like, he's a good person, get off his back. I really loved that. So that was just a side note. When I had said that everybody pinned it on Monty, Monty has a lover. Now, this is the thing. This is the gag. It was pinned on Monty. Monty went to jail for sexual assault. He would have been going to court for Bryce's murder. But this is the thing. Monty dies in jail. Which is fine, because honestly, I was tired of seeing his character anyway. I actually really was. But Monty does die in jail. And his lover is like devastated or whatever. And this is the thing. When they pinned it all on Monty, they didn't know that Monty died in jail. So they were like, case closed, I guess. Wrapped up with a bow on it, you know? And that's the thing. So Monty's lover, which I really and truly think that Monty's lover could be a new character in season 4, because at the end he comes up and he's like, it wasn't right. You know for a fact he didn't do it because he was with me. So Monty's character probably could be a new Monty's lover could probably be a new character in season 4, which what alluded to a season 4 is the fact that the guns have been found. So I really think that he's going to be a season 4 character, and he's going to try to air them all out. So who knows? Who knows at this point what could go down? I really and truly wanted them to end it as a season 3, because I don't feel like this is a show that has good longevity. But if they can make it work, they can make it work, because honestly, I had no hope for season 3. No hope at all. The only thing they had me coming for was the fact that Bryce was killed, and I was like, popcorn, who did it? And I don't blame you. But it just wasn't that simple, and then they just messed everything up. You know how they do, give us little scenarios here and there, like, what? So that's pretty much everything I have to say. Let me think. Another thing real quick. One of my favorite scenes was when Ani was talking to the cops and was like, look, I know who killed what's his name. This is the thing. This is what made me literally, this is what drove me, okay? Like, this is what kind of threw my marbles out the window. Ani was talking to the cop, which was just Alex which was Alex's dad.
Hi, yeah, being annoying. So I said kill Monty, but I actually mean kill Bryce. I apologize.
And she was like, look, I know who killed Monty, and I can tell you who killed Monty. Like, I can tell you who killed Monty, but you need to know who it could have been. Wink, wink. And he was like, why do I need to know this? And she was like, oh, trust me, you need to know. So basically, she alluded that Monty was Bryce's killer, but it was really Alex. And he just could see through her words. He could see through her words. And it shows him burning his son's clothes. And I was just like, dang, daddy knows. Daddy knows. So that could probably be something in season 4 where he's like, you know, you killed that kid, you're good, you know. The season ends with the guns being found, which honestly, I love them, but like, really, you're gonna put the guns in the ocean or the river or wherever they found them. You know that can be drained. Like, what? So yeah, the guns have been found, and I'm pretty sure we're getting a whole season 4. So that's something. That is going to be something. Let me know below, you know, if I left anything out.
Real quick, one thing I did want to just add in there, the whole time that they are talking to the cops, it has pretty much been made prevalent to the cops that Tyler was the school shooter and that it wasn't a false alarm. So my question is, at that point, why didn't they arrest Tyler? Like, that made no sense to me. Like, I felt like at that point, the cops would have been like, you tried to shoot up the school, you're coming with us. But no, that never happened. I don't feel like in real life it would have been a thing for them to just look over it, even though they were helping Tyler. Like, that's fine that they're helping him, but the fact that they didn't even think about like even trying to make an arrest or trying to give him some type of punishment, I don't know, that's just me. But they really just let it go like that. Like, they really ignored the fact that he was a school shooter.
Those were just personally the things that I loved and hated about season 3. That was a whole season 3 recap. And let me know if that activist girl got on your nerves too, because my nerves was shot with her. Okay, shot. I really love the character development that was going on. You got to see Jessica's character develop into this independent woman. That was amazing. Justin's character developed into a great person. That was amazing. Zach was there and wasn't there. Ani, who are you? Why are you here? That type thing. She was just nosy. And her mom was like, Ani, don't be in people's business. And she did exactly what her mom said not to do. Like, she was all up in the tea, okay? That's just my views and opinions on it. Let me know how y'all felt below. And let me know if y'all want me to do another recap on like a show or a movie, and if so, let me know. I kind of want to do this thing where it's like I watch it so you didn't have to, a type of series like that. And I'm an avid Netflix watcher, avid movie watcher, so I'll probably be doing more of these if you guys like it. And that's really truly all I have to say. So go ahead and give this video a like, and that really helps my channel. Go ahead and join the Mimi fam by hitting that subscribe button below. It's all nice and pretty and it says subscribe. You really can't miss it. You just can't. And yeah, that's all I have to really say, you guys. With all that being said, remember to always stay inspired, break the mold, and be unique. And with all that being said, you guys, Mimi love you. Hey,